Women asked to put our gender aside in movements about racism the same way we're asked to put our race aside in movements about sexism, despite the fact that we cannot separate the two? Yes. Black men say things like, we're all black, to avoid having conversations about sexism the same way white women say, we're all women, to avoid having conversations about racism? Yes. Do black men bring up how oppressed they are when you remind them that they still have male privilege the same way white women bring up how oppressed they are when you remind them that they still have white privilege? Yes. Do black men speak over us simply because we are women the same way white women speak over us simply because we're black? Yes. Even though this is not your fault, do black men get more attention in civil rights movements because they are men the same way white women get more attention in women's rights movements because they are white? Yes. No one is saying that black men and white women have the same level of privilege in society. That would be stupid to say considering the fact that most times white women are playing an oppressor to black men. But we are saying y'all share similar behaviors to oppress black women.
Black men are the white people of black people. We are the entitled, largely uneducated, flamboyantly problematic group that offers that everyone else is the problem but us. We think that we should be the leaders of the black community without actually taking responsibility for negative things that happen within the black community. We offer that it is everyone else's fault that things don't work but ours. It's society not respecting the black man. It's the black woman not respecting the black man. It's the feminization of the black man. It's the masculinization of the black woman. It is the black woman choosing the wrong black man. It's the LGBTQ plus community trying to indoctrinate the black man. Everybody else's fault but ours. And if anyone steps outside the pocket to remind us in any way, shape, or form that we might be able to do better, then they're bashing black men. And don't get me wrong, things are hard for us as black men, but that doesn't give us the right to pretend like things aren't hard for other people. Like,
not a YouTuber, just like making videos. And just when I thought I was done with YouTube, I get pulled right back in like a whirlpool. Now, this video here, well, I took these clips of them two yahoos from a channel, Jenny O's channel, and Jenny O took them from TikTok. You know, TikTok's becoming the new YouTube. You know, TikTok is going to eventually be more. It's going to be more popular than YouTube now. You know, so I was just checking my phone. But these are the type of videos I you know what I'm saying, I like tearing into, you know what I'm saying. I'm gonna have to bring back the old pinhead, cause it just seems like a whole bunch of hyperbolic hyperbabble. Just a whole lot of empty words. So we're gonna go into black male privilege, and is the black man oppressing black women? I know people really need to define what exactly is oppression. That word is being kicked around a lot nowadays, and it seems like it has been becoming trendy to be oppressed, just to say you're oppressed. And if you're saying that the black man oppressing black women, that is a very bold statement. I'm gonna need you to back that up with some serious receipts. I'm like, oppression how? And this is very dangerous rhetoric, because it's basically saying, yeah, they're admitting that the black man is going through some stuff, but the black man is not innocent. The black man is being oppressed. He's also oppressing black women and so forth. So yeah, you can continue on your barrage of black men, shooting black men down, falsely imprisoning him and such. Now, the thing is with me, I deal with facts. I deal with tangible information. Information that has been written down and proven. Not a bunch of hyperbole. Anybody can say that they're being oppressed by anybody now. Any employee can say that they're oppressed by their employer. If a student comes to his class smelling like horse manure and the teacher scolds him about personal hygiene, he can say his teacher has oppressed him. Somebody can say that, hey, I have bed bugs. My bed bugs are oppressing me because I can't get a good night's sleep. You know, a homeless person can say people with houses are oppressing them. Or you got a house, you're privileged compared to me. Somebody say that, oh, you're good at doing something, I'm not good at doing that, so you're privileged. You know, it means nothing anymore. And I tell you, the realm of social media has been taken over by mental sloths. Intellectualism is way down. But I'm gonna start with the girl there, the girl who says she's being oppressed. You know, the thing is, when you're truly oppressed, speaking out against your oppressors, you could be jeopardizing your life, or there's some sort of consequence. You know, oh, what? You know, this is typical of a first world country to say, oh, he's oppressing me, I'm being oppressed here. Like it's cool to be oppressed. Like people want to be oppressed so they have something to complain about. And this girl here, this girl who looks like the female version of Milhouse from The Simpsons. I'm gonna tell you, honey, nobody's trying to oppress you. I can say that if you walk out the house naked, brothers will be rushing to cover you up with a towel. And she draws up characteristics. There's white women and black men share similar characteristics, and they were both guilty of oppressing black women. You know, now did she give really any examples? No, because you don't have to. It's social media. There's these things called books. Yeah, people used to actually read them. There's useful information in here. But let's go into it, because this is a very easy argument to deconstruct. Man, in a lot of ways, I wish David Carl was still alive. People need to define oppression. And I'm going to tell you about both them two yahoos there. Notice how they didn't mention anything about gay men, because they claim that black men, we have male privilege that we refuse to recognize. Well, wouldn't gay men have gay white men have white privileges and male privileges? You know, but no, that doesn't fit into their agenda. But black women and white women both are beneficiaries of modern society, you know, of white supremacy and so forth. And similarities between black men and white women. What? Because, you know, we both breathe oxygen? I don't know. I had to write some stuff down here. But one thing women have in this country is privilege in the courts and police privilege. And those are two big things to have on your side. I remember when I was fighting with my girlfriend, or my girlfriend was fighting me, and we was in a car. I just wanted her to get out the car. She kept honking the horns, and so somebody called the police. When the police got there, they immediately put me in handcuffs. Why? Because I was the threat. You know, I understood. You know what I'm saying? I'm the bigger guy. I'm the threat. And then he let my girlfriend at the time just run her mouth. She was talking about beat his ass, take him to jail, and so forth. I had a face full of blood. I'm looking like one of them wrestlers. I'm looking like the Ultimate Warrior. I mean, I had so much blood on my face that you probably couldn't tell what race I was. I had a gash. I needed to get stitches. And the cops didn't even say, hey, do you want to file a report for, do you want to file assault charges? I'm like, so it's crazy. And of course, when it goes into the court system, there's all types of horror stories. All types of men are paying child support for women when the kid's not even theirs, even if the court declares that the kid is not there. Alimony. I'm like, that's, you know what I'm saying, that's a whole nother candle of wax. So females in this society, they sort of get the benefit of the doubt, especially when accusing someone of rape. So for someone to ignore their women privileges and so forth, and, you know, like getting into clubs for free. And I remember, like, when I had a girl come to my house. This happened twice with women. How they'll come into your house and they'll just look around. You know, they literally walk through the house, look through every room, look at my bathroom, go in a medicine cabinet and so forth. Like they feel privileged to do that. Imagine if a man meeting a woman, going to his house, and he immediately starts looking around under the bed and so forth. You know, it doesn't happen. Men paying for meals. But I tell you what, this black feminist most likely doesn't like black men, doesn't like white women. You know, probably loves white men. And so therefore, for her to make such an egregious statement like that. And when it comes to oppression, we're talking about political powers. You have to prove without a shadow of doubt that black men have put in policies that has stunted the growth of black women. Procedures and so forth. Saying that black women can't drive cars like they do in other countries. Black women got to cover up. And it's funny that black men are looked at as oppressors, but at the same time, we're cowards who run away from our responsibility. And that's why you have a lot of single mothers. Oppressors, they stay on top of it with an iron fist. If black men were like these oppressors, and so each black man will have like 3 girlfriends, and they wouldn't be able to talk or anything. He'll be sitting back while these women are cooking him food and so forth. But as I said, that word oppression is just being tossed. Anybody can be oppressed nowadays. That word gravity is oppressing me. Food is oppressing me. You know what I'm saying? I eat food, I get fat, man. That's oppression. But now we're going to go into the thing is with the black man. The black man is just he's very intimidating. People are intimidated by the black man, the big black boogeyman. I remember a white racist said something that made me laugh. He said that he admits black men are strong. He wouldn't want to fight a black man, but he also wouldn't want to fight a gorilla. Nelly Foley said this about black men. Black men are like exotic animals in the zoo or the circus. Like when they're restrained and doing what they're trained to do, whatever, people enjoy them. But when they break loose, people panic. And now we're going to go into the civil rights. There's black feminists, you know, flapping off the gums, you know, because black feminists were saying that, well, civil rights were for black men, you know, because all the attention is centered around black men and women are getting ignored. Let me go into that. Now, black men are taking bullets. Martin Luther King shot down. Malcolm X shot down. Medgar Evers shot down. Nelson Mandela was thrown in prison. You have to ask yourself, now, you have Wendy Mandela, and I like Wendy Mandela. You got Nelson Mandela, Wendy Mandela. I think they're separated now, but when Nelson Mandela was in jail, Wendy Mandela was carrying on the spirit, carrying on the fight, saying the same things Nelson Mandela was saying. So why wasn't Wendy Mandela thrown in jail? Why wasn't she, you know, somewhat silenced, I would say? The thing is, women are not considered a threat as to the establishment. Even when there was a lot of women in the civil rights movement, most of them was not considered a threat. Not like the black man is. You know, and I'm not saying that women haven't done anything. I'm not trying to say, you know, the civil rights movement was for black men and women. But now women are kind of creating a narrative like, oh, this was for men. But, you know what I'm saying? When you ignore the black men being killed because of the movement or how black men are considered a threat, a physical threat, you know, it just makes you kind of like a piece of shit. And it's very dangerous rhetoric saying that, yeah, you can keep on. Keep on with your barrage against black men because black men are also oppressors too. So, you know, that's crazy. Now we're going to go into the prison population. Did you know that women, even though women outnumber us, women only make up 10% of the prison population. Why? Because America is not trying to lock up women. A lot of men are in jail because of women. But when you have only 10% of the population are women, that means there's no agenda to lock women up. Now, are men more violent than women? Yeah, allegedly, but yeah. Women are just not considered a threat. There's so many times where I've seen video footage of women acting out, doing things inside a grocery store, just throwing chips around, tearing up them gas station owned by the Arabs, and they'll walk away like they haven't done anything. Thing is, when a black man commits a crime, once it's done with, he has to run because the cops are coming and they're gonna come get him. Women in society feel so privileged they can be destructive. They can throw stuff around and destroy stuff and walk away as if they have not violated the law. Also, let's go into women pedophiles. A woman, these teachers can have sex with their students, and there's really minimum consequence. You know, she could probably still get a man or so forth, because the society does not look at women pedophiles the same as male pedophiles. I was watching a documentary on the rise of Stevie Wonder. And you can watch this too. I might put a clip in there, I might not. But Stevie Wonder, you can research this. He had a deflowering. When he was 16, he had a deflowering party.
Decided to throw Stevie a party for his 16th birthday. Their objective? To turn Stevie into a man. Stevie's deflowering party took place in Betty's basement apartment. She wrote that she was the first one approached to do the honors, but she suggested her friend Marie Early should handle the job, since she would make the experience, quote, unforgettable.
That means a woman was going to screw him so he can lose his virginity, deflowering, when he was 16 years old. These were grown women. These is facts. Now imagine men, grown men, having a deflowering party with a woman, with a girl, a 16-year-old girl. Imagine the outrage of that and so forth. So for black men to have privilege, you have to prove, use that gray matter called the brain. Prove that the black man is getting away with something. Black men don't get away with shit. We don't get away with being men. And male privilege for the black man is having testosterone, being strong enough to lift a heavy object. Black women do not want these problems of being a black man, being followed around in the store, having people being afraid of you for no reason. Two black men talking in a store, if their voices are loud, is like the cracking of thunder. People get paranoid, right? There's people on you. Was that white girl who said it? When they see a black man, it's just automatically stranger dangers. That people tense up. That people just have these feelings that the presence of black men make them uneasy. And if black men talk about this, we're considered whining. But they themselves are whining about black men. And like I said before, if you have if black men are controlling black women, then a lot of black men can't even get a freaking date on Saturday night. What's that Sam Cooke song? It's Saturday night and I'm all by myself or something like that. But a lot of men, they can't even get dates. And then you're talking about womanizing and so forth. And we want to talk about rappers and all this other stuff. I said this before. I'm like, a black female artist can make a derogatory song about sex and it's considered women empowerment. Trust me, I worked at a hotel. I worked at a hotel when Chingy was popular. Chingy was one of the popular rappers. And there was a bunch of black women lined up outside outside his hotel room, waiting to be oppressed. But that's all I want to say. And in regards to her, I'm going to do a part 2 where I'm going to deal with that other Yahoo, with that other mental sloth.